Welcome back to the Philippines. I'm known for throwing rocks, so if I say something to make you mad in any kind of way, I want you to know I wasn't trying to do that, brother. But it is what it is, and we can talk about this like men in the comment section. I do speak my mind, so bear with me, okay? Today I'm riding around, man. I just wanted to see what's going on out here this afternoon, and I kind of ran into this little place out here that's like a starfish beach resort. I kind of went in here to check out what's going on in here. And yeah, while I'm doing that, I decided I want to talk to you guys in the process, man. Today's I want to talk to you guys about the pros and the cons of the Philippines. There are a lot of pros and cons about living out here, man. And sometimes these things can be overlooked. As expats, we do need to realize that moving to a place like the Philippines require a little bit of a sacrifice, and failure to understand this, it could lead to bad experiences for you and potentially your family if you decide to bring them out here with you. So today I want to go over a few pros and cons so they can potentially make you make better choices as far as like coming out here if you want to be out here or not in the Philippines and stuff like that. And it's not all the pros and cons. I'll cover more pros and cons in another video, but I want to start this segment out with the first five that I really believe are pretty important. And the first one is family, man. Uh, yeah, the family pros and cons. Some people are very close to their families back at home in the States. And when traveling to places like the Philippines, with plans to live there, you need to understand you're going to be sacrificing time away from loved ones, families, and family members and stuff like that. And if you're really, really, really close to your family and stuff like that, this could pose as a big problem. Now, I'm not saying you can't go back and visit home every 6 months, 4 months, however you want to do it, whatever you can afford. You know what I mean? But at the same time, if you're really close to your family and stuff like that, this could pose a problem for you. So you need to weigh those options out. You know what I mean? On the other hand, some people they view living in the Philippines as a getaway. So living here is really not that hard for them. And then you have guys that just don't care. They just want to live their own life on their own terms. And there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, you do need to decide what fits in your world. And living abroad, that's a big decision within itself. You guys really need to take this thing into consideration, because again, you're gonna be out here on your own. Yeah, you're gonna be meeting a beautiful girl, or if you have plans to meet a beautiful girl anyway, and you're gonna be dealing with her family more than you be dealing with yours while you're out here. So just take that into consideration before you guys decide moving out here, man. Make sure you got everything in order, and your family is, they have a warm and fuzzy feeling about you being out here, especially if you have a close knit relationship with them. Okay. The next one is employment and businesses. Living in the Philippines offers little to no opportunities for employment or to have a business unless you're married, you have an incorporation, and the government allows you. And I mean, with the government, you got to go through BIR and all kinds of stuff like that. And then even at that rate, you still got to give up 60% of your business to a local national to even begin. So if you're looking for work in the Philippines to support your lifestyle, you need to consider the fact that you won't be made a priority. They're not going to be looking at you as a priority, honestly, man, because the locals come here first. The local nationals get all the jobs first here. And me personally, I wouldn't recommend that you come out here to work anyway. A lot of guys, they come out here retired and on some kind of a pension, recurring income to support themselves. And those guys turn out to be pretty fine out here, man. But I do know some expats out here that try to make a little extra money on the side, try to find little side jobs and stuff like that. And honestly, man, you're really not going to make a lot of money doing that, man. But it's one of those things that you need to consider, man. The Philippines is a retirement hub for foreigners, in my personal opinion. But everybody has their own way of life, and they need to decide if this place is good or bad. That's just whatever you feel as far as like living out here in the Philippines. Because I'm telling you, if you come out here to work, I hope that a company that can pay you a decent amount of money has hired you. Don't come out here and just think that you're finna walk into the next business and fill out a job application and you're gonna get something happening to you. It's not gonna happen, bro. All right, so keep that in mind when you out here. Make sure you got some kind of money for yourself. If that's not your situation, then make sure that you got things in place that can subsidize for the income that you need. Okay. The next one is the cost of living. The Philippines does offer extremely affordable accommodations as far as living conditions. The rent is nearly half of what you would pay in the West, but you do need to consider the infrastructure in most buildings. They're not on the same level as the West. You would honestly be sacrificing luxury for affordability and all the extra amenities that you're used to. For instance, in the States, when you get an apartment, it comes with everything. It's loaded, man. You got your stove, appliances, and everything you need to go ahead and get started living and stuff. But here, you got to pay for everything. So you do need to understand that, all right? It all boils down to what you expect and what you're willing to give up. In my opinion, it's worth buying your own stuff and saving on the daily costs that this country does have to offer. To be honest, it's one of the main reasons why this place is appealing, because you save so much money as far as daily expenses and stuff like that. The food prices are way cheaper, and the quality of fruits and vegetables, they're pretty good out here too. A lot of them are even more fresher out here. On the other hand, the West does have a bigger variety of foods, and the convenience of life is second to none. Everything is available and rarely out of stock, and you will be paying a hefty price for your food. I mean, it's expensive out there, so you guys already know that, all right? You also have the better living conditions in the States, but the price is painful on the pockets. Not only that, you need to have a credit check before you can even move in. And here, you don't need that, man. You just need a deposit, proof of income, and they'll give you the keys, man. So you just need to weigh out the good versus the bad. I don't know, man. If you like living in the States like that, man, more power to you, man. If you like living in the Philippines like this, man, more power to you. It's all on you, man. All right? The next one I want to talk about is schooling for your kids or college. All right. Now, dealing with the school systems here can be a hassle because of the language barriers. And you also have to notice that, you also will notice that you'll be paying for every aspect of your child's education, from learning, festivals, field trips, books, uniforms, monthly activities, dance parades, and the list just keeps going on and on. To be honest, there are so many hidden fees within the school system. It kind of does get overwhelming. I'm not gonna lie, man. I get overwhelmed sometimes, and it's not that it's expensive. It just seems like, man, when is this gonna stop? You know what I mean? It's like it's every week there's something going on that you gotta pay for in the school, and it's like, man, I just paid tuition. And the crazy thing is, man, it's not covered under the tuition. The things that they got going on out here is not covered up under your tuition, and so that kind of might ruffle your feathers a little bit. So I just want you to understand that. The schools here, they speak Tagalog. Well, yeah, Tagalog for the most part of your child's education, and it's not that they're not fluent in English or whatnot. It's just that English is really not a part of their curriculum, and you need to understand that bringing your children out here. All right, it's not enough English to just put your child in the school so they can jump right in and catch up with the class schedules. Another thing to consider when dealing with the schools here is that if you're a foreigner and your child does not have a PSA, they will not be able to attend public school. They need to go to a private school, an international school. And if you're in my area where I live right now, I think they got a school out here that I'm going to recommend. It's called St. Jude Parish School, because it is accredited. It's one of those schools that they can transfer the transcripts and stuff from back to the States and all that good stuff like that. All right, so that's one of the schools that I do think that you guys should consider if you're going to move around this area and stuff like that. I actually leave the link to this school. I'll leave the link to the school in the description box below. As far as college goes, I believe you can attend here, but you need to get a schooling visa to start. Maybe there's other ways, I'm not sure. But if you have info on that, hey man, please let me know so I can, give you guys better information. Again, I don't know everything. All right. I do know though that the VA, the Chapter 35 out here, they do Chapter 35 out here. My kid, she goes to LPU, so yeah, she gets my VA out here, and they take it. But you need to understand though, out here the VA, they only gonna give you half of whatever the VA rate is out here. And, you still need to do the COE under the VA protocol, the certificate of eligibility, so that your child can actually attend and receive your benefits while they're attending in school and stuff like that. All right. I don't know why it's like that, but that's just the way it is, man. So if you're going to bring your kids out here, then these are some of the things that you need to make a decision about. And they're pretty big decisions and stuff like that, because again, a child's education is very important. And if you're planning to move out here to the Philippines with your family, this is a serious consideration, okay? The last one that I want to talk about is banking. Now, some expats do have banking issues here in the Philippines, especially when they only possess a tourist visa. A lot of guys, they have to revert to money services like Remitly, Western Union, and many other money transfer services and stuff like that to receive cash payouts or even to transfer any kind of money. So, in my opinion, I kind of think it'd be wise to come out here with a bank that's fully equipped for you to actually be living out here or living out of the country where you're from. You know, some bank accounts do offer international services that's very very helpful to guys like Navy Fed and USAA. So for those guys that do qualify, man, I mean they get a couple extra perks and stuff like that. I know you can transfer from one account to another using Zeal and things like that. So that's a beautiful thing, and you get cash rebates on ATM fees and stuff like that. So yeah, that's a good thing. But for the guys that don't qualify for that, hey man, I think you guys gotta wanna find a bank that's fully equipped and ready for you to be out here, man. Because here in the Philippines, again, sometimes it's a hassle, man. So that's something that you got to take into consideration. Also, if you only possess a tourist visa, you know, you are very very limited as far as like what you can and cannot do inside of the banks. I know that it doesn't, in the states, it doesn't matter what bank you in, you can do a cash advance on your card at a bank. Here you can't do that. You have to be affiliated with that bank in order to do some kind of cash advance or something like that. At least that's been my experience. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, for the most part, you can't do that. So that's another thing that you guys need to understand when you coming out here. It could be a con for you. It could be something that be like, nah, you don't want to deal with that. Now they do offer other digital payment systems like Gcash and PayMaya, but you do need to register. And then again, if you only have a tourist visa, you can only deposit a certain amount in that account so that you can use it. So again, weigh out your pros and cons, man. These are only a few that I'm mentioning in this episode. I'm going to mention more later on in another video in the future. But yeah, that's all that I got for you guys today, man. If you guys got any questions for me, is there anything that I need to add? Maybe add something for my next video. Hey, let me know in the comment section so that I can actually help you guys out and whatnot. So again, that's all that I got for you guys today. Make sure you love yourself, man. Take care of everything that you need to take care of before you come moving out here. And most importantly, man, weigh out your options, man. The pros and cons of the Philippines, man, that's something that a lot of people do bypass. They don't take it into consideration what it is out here. And I don't want that to happen to you guys, all right? So until next time, guys, holla at your boy, man. Peace out, bro.